TikTok is highly known as a video sharing platform that contains various forms of content to entertain its viewers. However, little did you know what some of these TikTokers are actually capable of. While portraying a positive, happy character to their audience, these creators have been caught doing horrific and violent crimes that sadly led to the deaths of many innocent lives. Hello, my name's Bootsers, and in today's video, I'm going to provide you with a detailed insight about the disturbing uprise of killers on TikTok. So get ready to sit back, relax, and hopefully enjoy the video. This video will go into dark topics including assault, murders, death, and many more. So if you're already in a bad mental state or extremely uncomfortable about the situation, I strongly advise you to please skip this video. Herrin. I previously told who Herrin was and what he'd done in my Stop Thirsting Over Killers video, which you should check out by the way, just saying. So I'll quickly just recap his situation. On the 23rd of May 2018, a fellow TikTok star, Herrin, was arrested for illegal street racing that led to the fatal car accident which resulted in a mother, Jessica Robinott, and her baby daughter, Lilia Robinott, being killed. As a result of Herrin being behind the wheel that caused the accident, he was found guilty and then later was pinned with a 24-year sentence in jail due to 2 counts in vehicular homicide.
Vehicular homicide, the court's going to adjudicate the defendant guilty, sentence him to 9 years in Florida State Prison. On count 2, same charge, court will adjudicate the defendant guilty, sentence him to 15 years Florida State Prison, and that'll run consecutive to count 1. For a total of 24 years Florida State Prison.
Unlike the other people on this list, Herrin had an obsessed fan base just because he was hot. After hearing Herrin's sentence, they started demanding his freedom, saying all this stupid shit about justice for Herrin and that everyone deserves a second chance. Even though they knew about Herrin taking the life of a mother and a daughter, there's an online petition out there on the internet with thousands of signatures for his release. Luckily, the law didn't even put up with this shit, and as of right now, Herrin is serving his sentence at the Graceville Correctional Facility. Guerrero and Halseth. Being in love can make someone do crazy things in life. In most cases, it creates people doing grand gestures to profess their feelings to someone, but for Halseth's situation, it led to her and her boyfriend, Guerrero, murdering her own father as he did not approve of their relationship and tried to stop them from being together. On the 9th of April 2021, the remains of Sierra's dad, Halseth, was found stuffed in a sleeping bag in his own garage by the Las Vegas police. While investigating the body, it had turned out that Daniel had been stabbed 70 times, was dismembered, and then set on fire, which led to 40% of his body being burnt. The cops placed Sierra and Aaron as the 2 main culprits behind the murder of Halseth, as they were both nowhere to be seen and that there was footage of the 2 of them buying supplies such as cleaning products, lighter fluid, and a chainsaw before Daniel's time of death. The police believe that the couple did the deed and then took off in Daniel's car to avoid being caught. The manhunt to capture the teen couples took quite a few days to get any form of detail, as for the first few days, Aaron and Sierra kept a low profile. Luckily, 4 days after, they were found and arrested in Salt Lake City, Utah, 400 miles away from their home. After they were detained, the police took all their personal items to find more information about the crime. On their phone, a video was found of the 2 where they started to make jokes about murdering him.
I don't know what to say.
Welcome back to our YouTube channel. After
Day
murdering, Day 3 after murdering somebody.
Wow! Don't put that on the camera.
It was worth it.
The pair were indicted on the charges of murder, conspiracy, arson, and robbery. While determining their punishment, the Chief Deputy District Attorney, Christopher Hamner, considered to seek the death penalty for Aaron, but due to Sierra being underage at the time, she was exempted from the punishment. In mid to late 2022, Sierra and Aaron had to appear in court, in which they both pleaded guilty to the multiple charges in relation to Daniel's death. The district judge made the decision to sentence the couple to life in prison with a chance of parole after 22 years in jail. Zachary Latham. Zachary Latham was a frequent user and creator on TikTok, which led to him gaining quite a following on the platform. One of his most popular posts on his account was a video about him filming his neighbor, calling her a Karen as she kept on berating him due to him driving recklessly throughout the neighborhood. A fellow neighbor, William Durham, was also one of the residents that were fed up with Zachary's driving. William made a complaint to Zachary's grandparents as Zach lived with them at the time and wanted him to stop disturbing the neighborhood. Zachary apologized for his reckless behavior, but still continued driving the same. After this, the arguments and drama between Zach and the Durham family were only getting worse as this kept on going for over 2 years. As the tension between them kept on rising, it finally reached its breaking point, which led to the confrontation between the Durham family and Zachary and his wife, Sarah Latham. During the back and forth exchanges, Zachary and Sarah repeatedly told the Durhams to get off the property several times, but the Durhams kept on approaching them, but was empty-handed. The situation drastically escalated as Zachary took out his stun gun and fired it at the family, as well as trying to slash one of the Durham sons. Trying to defend his son, William Durham grabbed Zachary. After a brief and violent melee attack occurred, William was stabbed under the armpit that sadly punctured his lung. From this fatal wound, William Durham was dead. Zachary Latham was later charged with first-degree manslaughter in the killing of William Durham, as he claims that it was self-defense as the Durham family trespassed into their property. The court didn't find any clear evidence for Zachary to be in pre-trial detention before his court case, so the motion for being detained was denied. However, he had to be heavily monitored during his time until his court case 9 months later. The Durham's family believed that all the constant taunting and arguments from Zachary were because of him wanting to become more popular on TikTok. This assumption was never entirely proven, but due to the behaviors of Zachary and Sarah, as well as the legal team not directly responding to the claim, it might have been likely. In May of 2022, he was released from jail and scheduled to appear in court later in the year for more court issues regarding him and the Durham family. Nicola Priest. Nicola Priest was a relatively small TikToker that would constantly upload videos about herself and also her 3-year-old daughter, Kaylee Jade Priest, throughout the 2020 COVID lockdown period. Without any context or knowledge of Nicola, this simply looks like a loving mother trying to make the best out of a difficult situation to make her daughter happy. However, when the cameras were off, the relationship between mother and daughter was drastically different from what was perceived in her post. The sad, disgusting reality of the situation was that Kaylee had been suffering from many months of verbal and physical abuse from Nicola, which was further pushed as the police came out to reveal that there was visible bruising and untreated bone fractures that occurred to the 3-year-old child. On the 9th of August 2020, the paramedics and the police were called by Nicola and arrived at their residence to find the lifeless body of Kaylee lying in a room. They determined that she passed early in the morning. However, while looking at Kaylee's health records, something wasn't adding up. How would a perfectly healthy 3-year-old suddenly die? As a result of them questioning the circumstances of the event, detectives were then brought into the situation to determine what exactly happened to Kaylee. Nicola was then placed as a suspect as she did not provide a definite answer to what happened to Kaylee. During this whole investigation, Nicola started to post tribute TikToks of Kaylee onto her account. While posting her series of tributes on TikTok, the investigation finished and what was discovered was heartbreaking to hear about. It was found out that Kaylee's cause of death was due to a multitude of severe injuries. To compare the situation, Kaylee's wounds would have been similar to a child being dropped by 3 stories onto the ground or even being hit by a car going 40 miles per hour. This list of injuries was a result of physical assault done by Nicola, her boyfriend Callum Redfern, or even both that led to Kaylee's death. The CCTV footage of Nicola's complex was used as evidence against the couple as it revealed that they were both present in the apartment during the time when the physical assault happened. Both were then arrested and then sent to court for their trial. During this time, there were quite a few eyewitness testimonials stating that they saw Kaylee being smacked by her mother. More evidence came to the trial as text messages were then revealed stating the following conversation between Nicola and Callum on the 24th of July. "I'm gonna kill her because she keeps leaving the living room or going into the kitchen. So I hit her once and smacked her for dirtying her nappy." Redfern said, "Good, give her one for me." Priest replied, "I will, babe." At the end of their court case, the jury reached a verdict that led to both being acquitted of murder, but was found guilty and charged with manslaughter. Due to Nicola being the parent of Kaylee, she was additionally charged with child cruelty in relation to Kaylee's injuries. Callum was sentenced to 14 years in jail, whereas Nicola was sent to 15 years in jail. However, I believe that they both deserved life in prison. Yandere Freak. Mary Ann Oliver Snow, also commonly known as Yandere Freak or Snow the Salt Queen, was an upcoming celebrity in the cosplay community on TikTok. Their outstanding cosplay skills, as well as their performance on different anime characters, caused them to grow tremendously on the platform. On the way to growing her online career to become even more successful, one tragic action not only prevented that from happening, but also led to an innocent life being taken. On the night of the 17th of January 2021, Yandere Freak was at home with a group of friends, one of them being a fellow cosplay TikTok star, which I will refer to as V, as the parents of the TikToker did not want the individual to be known to the public. During the gathering, the group was drinking large amounts of alcohol, which started on the afternoon of the previous day. In addition with the drinking, Yandere was smoking the devil's lettuce for quite a few hours beforehand. The combination of the large abundance of alcohol and marijuana taken by Yandere led to her perception and judgment being negatively affected, which also led to her taking her ex-boyfriend's Glock pistol out of the case and into the area with their friends. While the group was socializing and watching TV shows, Yandere pulled out the pistol and started to stupidly mess and joke around with it. Of course, since most of the group was high or drunk, they believed that the gun was unloaded and safe to mess around with. Some of the friends were joking around saying shoot me, which led to Yandere bringing the gun to their heads but slowly bringing it down after. Allegedly, it said that in the moment, V said to do me, thinking that it would have been fun. Yandere then pointed the gun at the head of V and then pulled the trigger. V was on the ground, profusely bleeding out on the floor and was barely conscious. The group was entirely in shock after what has happened. Immediately after the incident occurred, 911 was dialed and the police and ambulance soon arrived at the location. The police statement revealed that Yandere believed that the gun was empty and reinforced their belief by claiming that her ex-boyfriend said that the gun was empty. I'm personally no expert in guns or weapons in general, but I still know that even though the magazine is completely empty, there's still a likely chance that there's a bullet still in the fucking chamber. Once the paramedics reached the location, they found out that V was still alive but in critical condition. V was rushed to the hospital and placed on life support. During this time, the hospital staff ran an MRI scan for V, but sadly found out that they had little to no brain activity occurring. 2 days after being on life support, V passed away from their injuries. The police detained Yandere and was charged with manslaughter until a $20,000 bond led them to be set free until their court date. The most fucked up part was that for a long period of time after the incident, V's cause of death was basically swept under the rug, causing outrageous assumptions to be created about them, while Yandere still continued to post on their social media accounts as if nothing ever happened. And some of the content that they posted had to do with murder and death.
Gromit! Wake up, Gromit! Come on, Gromit! We've got to hide the body! There's no cheese and crackers in prison, Gromit! Now come on! Who will they believe? A man or his dog?
After many months have passed, people started to learn more about the situation and finally found out that V's passing wasn't because of mental illnesses or suicide, but actually a direct cause of Yandere's lapse of judgment and idiotic actions. This led to Yandere entirely deleting her online accounts in order to avoid the backlash and not create any more attention or awareness to the situation. And as of recording right now, there still have been no official updates to the situation or the trial. The only thing that I could find while researching was a comment saying that there was an update revealing that Yandere isn't serving time in jail, but has been given a list of rules and guidelines to follow. However, they didn't prove or show any evidence for this, so I kinda think that this is bullshit. I guess we have to wait and see how the ongoing case will end, and I do wholeheartedly wish that V's family will end up with them having justice for V. Thanks for watching the video. I do understand that these type of videos are dark and sad to know about, but the main reason why this and my previous video was made was to inform you guys about these situations so you guys will be doing these stupid actions. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and yeah, see you in the next one. Later!